Near where I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, along a relatively undeveloped stretch of highway, someone's building a 10-story apartment complex. But not just any 10-story apartment complex, a 10-story apartment complex designed to look like a castle, like a full-on castle with turrets and peaks and wings coming out of the main building. And it's a huge thing. And because there's not much else around it, you can see this thing from pretty far in both directions. It's this big hulking castle. And that raised two questions for me. One is there going to be a moat? You know, some water around that thing to keep people out. And then, of course, you'd need the drawbridge to let people in. So that also raised the question, speaking of moats, something that Seth Godin wrote about recently, which is the purpose of the moat is to keep you from where you are to getting to where you want to go, getting into the castle. You got this deep, wide waterway. Maybe it's stocked with alligators or something dangerous that you can't get across. And even if you do, now you're faced with this block wall that you can't get up. And so the moat prevents you. It's a barrier. Now, Seth suggests the other way to think about that gap between where we are and where we want to go with our lives is as a vacuum, that gap is a vacuum. And as you know, a vacuum draws things up. It pulls up the dirt and debris when you turn it on. And that vacuum could be pulling us toward our future. So is our future an exciting, inviting thing that we're being pulled toward? Or is it this really big, dark, deep obstacle like a moat? So as you think about where you are and where you want to go, try to envision that gap as a vacuum pulling you rather than the moat preventing you. And I'll keep you posted on what happens with this castle, whether they do put a moat, and if they do put a moat, if they put in a drawbridge.